maybe it had been around 70 instead of.
Seemed
I don't
like
know.
seemed like it was 70.
Was
But hey, Molly,
69?
It might have been. I know Granddad Sawyers was born in 61, so it might have been 69. See,
Yeah, it was seemed like one time I remember something. It wasn't too long after Civil War.
you born in 69?
Because I think it was you have some tax rolls about the mid 70s.
he was 91 when he died in 61, so if you went back, that would put him in the 69, 70.
Yeah, seemed like somewhere in the tax rolls, isn't it? He's 7, 8 years old in mid 70s.
I've got it down there at the house.
Well, he told me the story about he was going to join the Army, the cavalry, I guess around the Spanish-American War time. So that would have put, well, maybe that was before the Spanish-American War, but they wouldn't take him because he was too tall. He was about 18 at the time, I guess. So.
This was Dad
Uh-huh. Yeah, he told me that story that
in the cavalry.
no, he wasn't. He was
That's what he was trying to
he was thinking about enlisting, and
Yeah.
he was too tall for the.
cavalry.
But that would probably been before the.
1897 or so was that?
That was that was the late 90s.
So I'd put him about 18 years old then, 97, 98. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Well, no, they'd been in his 20s if you.
Well, Ed was born in 98, wasn't he?
Yeah, Dad was born in 1904, wasn't he?
Yeah, somewhere along in there. Bud was born in 1909. But ain't Molly's granddaughter, she got all that. I mean, she had a bunch of that history. She wrote to us, and I think we called her. Anyway, we went over and saw her. And she had a picture of LQC's tombstone and his wife too. In the town it's down there in town. Pointe.
Tyler, Texas or somewhere?
No, it wasn't Tyler.
Probably Rusk County, wasn't it? Or did
I
where
just
Granddaddy
have
was.
to ask Troy. My old elevator don't go up there all too fast.
I never found out anybody that knew how. Now, where was Grandmother Wheat born? Was she born over?
Rockwall.
There was a bunch of them come from Rockwall.
Dad was born in Rockwall, but I know Granddad was born and grew up in Rusk County over in East Texas, but I never found out how they got over to Rockwall.
At one time they was down there around Bridgeport. Uncle Bud born down there around Bridgeport.
I don't know where that's at.
It's south Wichita Falls there a ways.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
Grandpa talk about this hauling freight and ox cars from
Yeah.
Texarkana to Fort Worth? So that would put them in the Fort Worth vicinity. Hauling freight when they
Yeah,
were 7
yeah.
or 8 years old.
Okay.
We got a lot of relations there around Pretty, Texas, them little towns in there. And Uncle Levi, some of his folks.
You got Wheat relations or Harrison?
Oh, I'm going back to Harrison. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going back to Harrison now.
And they're around where? What towns?
Well, they're around, Dad's half-brother was there at Pretty, Texas. I take him down there, when he's sick. And some of his boys or something, they owned the gin there. And I guess pretty well to do. They had nice homes. For that time, Grandpa Harrison, he was out there around Big Springs, for a long time.
Then moved up into Oklahoma, I guess, close to one of the children. And
Yeah.
he's buried over Blair.
Yeah, Uncle John and Aunt Benny lived out west of Blair there. Neoma knows a lot about it. She knows, you know, she was, she was telling us this, that he had cancer of the mouth, and that time, of course, couldn't be nothing. He just literally starved to death. They couldn't feed him. I went by his tombstone. We went out sometime this year, I believe, before his cousin come up from Missouri, and she's going and want to go without us to see somebody, some of her folks. Her brother lived over there. And on the way back, I went to Grandpa's grave in 1927. And I drove out there, and I bet I wasn't 15 minutes fine.
Is that right? You'd seen it in 27, and
Yeah.
so you went right back to it.
27, I was 18, I was about 11 years old. And also found Grandma Harrison's grave out there at Big Spring. She buried in Big Spring, Texas.
Well, where did y'all live in western Oklahoma in 27 when y'all were living out there then, weren't you?
I guess we lived over South Cache. Yeah. It was either South Cache or down in South Chattanooga.
When did y'all go over there? When Uncle Leroy went with you?
Yeah,
Was that
That
later? Was that later, or was that about when y'all went out there?
that's when we went out there. We must have went out in 27. We landed over in South Cache, because I remember Red Big having going, Jake and they have to go to school, and we rode an old T-model school bus. We were way off out in the country, of course. Wintertime, bad weather, they didn't have no roads back then. Sometimes we would make it, sometimes we wouldn't.
Mother said that y'all made a tremendous cotton crop that first year you were out there.
Yeah, we did.
And then her and Dad and Uncle Ed went out there, I guess, and then they didn't make a crop, and that amounted to much. And I don't guess Granddad Wheat did either. The next year, 28.
We were south of Chattanooga there, and don't seem like made too. On that, I guess on the good cotton crop, Dad bought some old milk cows. In fact, he got them a dairy, pretty good old cows at the best. And we'd sell cream. We'd go to Walters and had an old Model T Ford. And we'd take her cream down there, and that was more, and we'd have ice cream every weekend. And Pete Newby lived back west towards Frederick, I believe, that one year. They'd come over on the weekends a lot of time. I said, you know what, Pete had no car, so he's quite a ways over.
Everything's okay.
They had no car pulled in there one night, and Baby Leroy was a baby. And Grandma, she went to run out. Mother did. Oh, I won't pig, I won't pig. We're selling beef. Back to the house she come just to say, them bastards dead. It was a beef peddler coming around. Named him Pig because he'd eat biscuits out of the slop bucket. They couldn't keep down the slop bucket. Baby Leroy. But
Yeah.
we fared pretty good. We raised turkeys. There's a lot of pecans down there on that place. Well, at least how I remember it. I don't know. But on the cotton, I don't think we done too good on the cotton down there.
Yeah, the way Mother remembered it, the first year y'all were out there, you made nearly $1 an acre. You had a real good
And we had
first year.
100 acres or more.
And then I guess you were out there a year or two after that and practically made no cotton at all.
Right. But Dad stayed with them cows. We met a bunch of cows all the time, and I guess that cream, it probably wasn't worth much. You'd live on little enough back then. If you was able to have ice cream every weekend, or pretty near every weekend, now you live in the hall in the hall. That was 28, 29. They had that big snowstorm. Jake B walked to a little old school. It was a mile, about 2 miles that over there. Go a mile north, a mile east. And it was all through January, biggest part of January and February, something like that. They didn't have no school, it was just so bad.
Was that 29 and 30, that bad winter?
Seemed like it's 28, 29.
28, 29.
I could be wrong. We come back to Quantock County in 30, didn't we?
I don't remember. I've talked to Mother. I've probably got it on from her, but
Well, it might have been later than that, because we moved from Center Chattanooga back to Cash. So we had the old Model T Ford, I remember that. So we still had the cows up there. And I remember that old Model T Ford, because me and Jake got in more trouble over that, so we could shock somebody to get turned the key on. We'd shock horses, we'd shock anything. And we were just boys. I couldn't have been over 12, 14. Whatever he'd done, I thought I was heavy. That's where we shot Mother. We already been killed for
you
that.
shocked her?
Yeah, we didn't have no fans. We just lived out in the country, no air conditioning. That. In the afternoon, after she, got dinner ready and got things cleaned up, she'd lay down across the bed and go to sleep with her nap. And she's laying there, and that old Model T Ford's right there for winter. Didn't have no screens on them anyway. And we tore up an old coil and had that real fine wire. You couldn't hardly see it. We tied it around the coil, went over and wrapped it around the big coil. Turned the key on, bless her heart, she jumped out in the middle of the floor. Probably never did a day in her life. She sure would she caught me, she didn't catch Jake. She got away. She beat me over the head, busted the blood blister, or busted the vein in her hand. Short killed her. Yeah. We had the water bucket hanging out on the porch and had an old dipper. You come by and get a drink out of it. And Bud, we thought he was a bully. All the older brothers, would pick on us. Make us do the things that they didn't want to do. We were real mad at him there one day. And we run that wire from old Ford to the dipper. Went around the wooden handle and then put the wire down in the water. He come rushing by there and around in there. He get him a drink. We turned that on. Looked like he tried to pull his teeth, that dipper. We didn't outrun him either. Oh, what have we ever done with that old Ford? That old thing just run everywhere. We had 3 or 4 years.
You didn't bring it back to Pontotoc County?
I don't remember. That big cotton year, Dad had to buy him he bought him a whippet or something of it.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
And I don't guess he didn't pay for it or something. I don't know what the deal was. But anyhow, it disappeared in that Ford, that old Model T Ford. Didn't have no top on it, nothing. But it was a way better car than that old
Whippet.
Whippet was. Yeah, that was over there where we made that big cotton crop. And then we moved to Chattanooga, moved it down there. He was wise old. I guess, 'cause he bought 5 or 6 cows. He had $52.50 a head for them. And that was a big price then, but they was good milk cows.
Yeah, just a few years later, up at Rocky Point, Mother and Dad had to make a decision whether to pay $20 for a milk cow or $25 for a milk cow that was going to have a calf. And back there, when the cow and the calf were selling up for $800 to $1,000, back in the boom period. I don't know what they cost now, but
They're high now. But I believe that.
but that was just a few years after that they bought that. They bought this. They finally made the decision to buy the cow, and she had a real fine calf that made a real good milk cow that they had when we left the farm in '43. But they bought her at Rocky Point just before they left up there.
But I could be wrong on that.
They were watching the movie. What were they?
I could be wrong on that price. So that he give a big price for him, and I know they wrangled around on the price there for a long time. And he bought 5 or 6, but we got an old dealer valve separated, and we would have over. Seemed me like we'd get 10 to 15 gallons of cream a week.
Yeah, Mother said that of all the things that held up in price during the Depression, cream was about the only thing that did. Everything else was, you couldn't give it away, but cream was it brought a good price all through the Depression.
And I don't remember. I know you get several dollar bills, or a few of them, every time we take it off. And even more, of course, we had our groceries out there. We'd raise our groceries.
Mother was going to give me Grandmother Wheat's recipe for breaded tomatoes. She said she made the best breaded tomato soup, kind of soup, I guess.
Yeah, I remember that. She'd make pretty good soup too. Get that garden going.
Yeah, Mother still remembers it. I guess Mother still makes that soup. I've got to make sure that I know how to do it.
That soup's good. And she would put the ashes from the stove around her plants in her garden. And I never did know just why she done that.
It's a fertilizer.
Well, I just wonder if it would raise the pH and keep logging.
Yeah, particularly